Hello guys, for today's discussion I want to talk about leverage. Before you can open a live account with any broker, that broker will ask you to choose a leverage, either 1:50 up until 1:1000. Of recently, I've even seen brokers that are even offering 1:5000, of which is also good for people that doesn't have bigger capital. Now, in court, before you can open one standard lot in the forex market on your MP5 or whatever platform you're using to trade, you need a minimum of $100,000 before you can open one standard. And how many people around you or within you that you know that they have 100,000 to deposit in their MP5 to trade just one standard? But because of this leverage, now your broker is saying, okay, we understand that you do not have money. So what we are willing to do is now we will borrow you money, right? We will collect the little one you have and then we'll borrow you the money. So now it means that if you have $100 in your MT5 or MT4, depending on the platform you're trading, and when you were opening that account with that said broker, you choose 1:500. It means that one stands for the balance in your capital, and you multiply it by the 500, which is your leverage. So now if you multiply $100 by 500, then it means that you have the capacity to open any position to that. But remember, leverage is good and it's also bad in the sense that if you choose a high leverage of 1:1000, it means that even with the smaller amount of money, even with $100, you can open one standard lot. And you know that it only requires you of 10 pips for you to blow that $100 if you open one standard. So don't be carried away when you are using higher leverage. So what is my advice for you now? If you are starting afresh as a beginner, I will advise you choose a tight leverage such as 1:300 or 1:300, so that your risks wouldn't be high. Anytime you want to open multiple positions and add more position to your losing trade, it will always tell you that not enough money compared to the other person or the other trader that used high leverage. So does that mean if trader A choose high leverage such as 1:1000 and trader B choose lesser leverage such as 1:500, who do you think will be at more risks? Of course, the person who is trading a leverage of 1:1000, because at any moment you will be tempted to be adding more position, not knowing that this time around he is trading on a high risk. While the other trader B who use smaller leverage such as 1:300, 1:100, once he open a smaller lot size, there and then he will be notified that he doesn't have enough money to keep opening multiple and unnecessary position. So leverage is actually good thing and it's actually bad thing in the sense that it can make you more money and it can take that money you've made in a second. So what am I trying to say now? Choosing a high leverage is actually good for people that are very good in terms of flipping. People that love taking $100 to something reasonable, because you can't actually flip an account with a tight leverage such as 1:100, 1:200 or 1:300. You won't be able to achieve the target on the account. But when you are using a high leverage such as 1:1000 and even go as far as 1:5000, in short, some brokers now even offer 1:unlimited. It means that you can open multiple positions until that very amount in your MT5 get exhausted or you blow it out. So it's very, very good for you if you know how to trade and you know how to flip very well to choose a high leverage such as 1:1000 and above. But if you don't know how to trade and you are not good when you're still learning how to trade, my advice for you is to use a tight leverage such as 1:100 or 1:200. Now, not this. Forex is not a game. So in everything I'm telling you, when you're choosing a high leverage, you should also be aware and be ready for the outcome. Anything that has the ability to give you fast money, it also has that same ability to take the money faster from you. So the proper way of trading is using tight leverage such as 1:200 and downward. That's why you discover in USA they don't allow all these 1:300, 1:400. The maximum leverage you can use there is 1:100. Any broker that is from US, you already know the government rules and regulation on Forex. They don't allow you to go more than 1:100 in choosing your leverage. So leverage is actually good, and if you want to trade Forex the proper way, you are to choose what? A tight leverage. So assuming now you have $100 in your account, and when you were opening what your account with the broker, you choose 1:500 what? 500. It means that you're going to multiply that $100 times 500, which is equivalent of what? $50,000. So the broker is willing to what? Borrow you a set amount of $50,000 for you to be able to trade with. But do not forget that what you really have realistically and physically is just $100. But right there, your broker is telling you that I can give you what? $50,000 to what? Trade the forex market. So what is the lot size that you can open with $50,000? You know that 0.5 goes with what? $50,000. On a normal, you need $50,000 to be able to open one 0.5. So now, because of what the leverage you choose, your broker is telling you that come, I have the money and I'm willing to borrow the money to you and then collect the small one you have. Then when it goes against you, you exit. But remember, most of the times your broker will not lose, right? When you have that $100 and your broker is willing to give you $50,000 and you enter position, once the position are going against you, once it reaches what? $50, which is 50% of your capital, there will be a margin call. Now, margin call is a warning from your broker that equity at that moment has reached a certain level. It is low beyond accepted. So it's left for you to make a decision, either to take the loss of the 50% of what is in your what? Balance, or you let it run. Now, when you let it run, once the trade is coming down, it's trying to exhaust your $100. That's when the broker will automatically will take you out. Note that the broker will always protect the $50,000 he borrowed to you to be able to open that set position. So whenever you are going against your own personal capital, your broker will always notify you through margin call and through email. So it's left for you to make the decision to what? Choose rightly. So in conclusion, I advise you to choose the most tightest leverage you can ever choose. Why? You tend to lose a whole lot of money when you take forex as I want to make money tomorrow. And that's the reason why so many people are using high leverage. But when you want to take forex as a profession, you want to take forex as something that you want to do for long run, that is when longevity comes in. That is when what I want to do this thing for 10 years, 20 years come in. That's when the mindset should tell you to appreciate the little you have. You shouldn't be running after what? Serious money immediately on a small account. Come on, which business will you invest $100 in that business and it will turn to what? $2,000 in less than what? 2 hours or 3 hours? Come on, that very business is a high risk business. And you and I know that it's not sustainable. So I advise you to choose the best and the tightest what? Leverage you can ever choose, right? And then follow it gradually. When you master the act of trading with a tight leverage and you've actually made a whole lot of money in the market, that's when you will say, okay, there's no risk in trying new things. You try a what? Higher leverage such as 1:1,000, 1,000, or even you go as far as 1:, unlimited. So if you've actually stayed far and you've reached this very minute on this word video, I believe you've understand the concept of leverage. So if you want to learn more, kindly like, share, comment, and then see you on the next video. Peace out.